is a very, very crucial thing. Okay, it's a very, very crucial thing because when it comes to trading, all right, a lot of persons are meant to be trading on their live account, but still on their demo account because they don't know when to move to their live account. Okay, and a lot of traders too have lost so much on their live accounts and they are meant to be trading on their demo accounts. But because they don't know when to transition to their demo account, they will keep trading on their live account till they eventually blow it. So the first topic is this is actually our advanced class, by the way. Protecting your capital. And the second um is transitioning from demo to live and back. So let's start with protecting your capital. Now, if you are just starting with Forex, you need to understand something. The most important thing in Forex trading is protecting your capital. The most important thing in Forex trading is protecting your capital. Initially, when I started trading Forex, I didn't really know any of this. All right. And as a result of that, I ended up losing so much money. I ended up losing so much money before I now started understanding how the thing really works. And then I now became profitable. So you need to understand, first of all, okay, that the most important thing is protecting your capital. So if you are trading right now and you are not protecting your capital properly, you can easily lose your entire funds. And what actually happens after you lose your entire funds is you are going to have to take money which you didn't budget for to trade. And if you lose that one again, you have to take from another place again. And before you need to, you just get all frustrated. So how do you protect your capital? Number one, understand that Forex is a game of probabilities. What do I mean by Forex is a game of probabilities? I'm going to use a very, very simple analogy here. Some persons play Sporty Bet and Ninja Bet and all of those things. Some persons don't. I don't. All right. But almost everybody watch football. Right. A lot of persons actually watch football. Now, if they ask you now to make your predictions on a certain game, okay, you're going to make the predictions based on informations available to you. Okay. But then if you make your prediction, that does not 100% mean your prediction is going to go the right way. For example, when Man City played the Man U, the last game and all, probably you would have predicted Man City would have won. But what actually happened? Man City lost the game. So probabilities basically means that there are chances of the market going in your favor, but the market going against you. So if you are going to use 100% of your capital to take that particular what do you call it, play that particular game or that particular prediction, and it doesn't go in your favor, you're going to lose 100% of your capital. The first rule for protecting your capital in Forex is having a uniform risk. Now, if you want to trade, like I said earlier, it's a probability, a game of probabilities, right? You don't know the trades are going to be wins, you don't know the trades are going to be losses. You don't know the trades that are going to be wins, you don't know the trades that are going to be losses. But there's one thing you know, okay? And that thing is the likelihood of you having wins and of you having losses. So for example, now, before I start reading the strategy, I've done a lot of work in the back end and I have myself a strategy. I know the probability of me winning with the strategy is probably, let's say, 5. So what this basically means is that if I take 10 trades, all right, I would likely win five. You get, if I take 10 trades, I'll likely win five. The way I'm going to win the five, I don't know. I don't know if the first three trades would be loss, 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 and the fourth trade will now be a win, fifth trade will now be a win, sixth trade will now be a loss. You understand? But one thing I know is that if I take 10 trades, all right, based on the research I did, based on the backtesting result I did and everything, I am going to win five out of the trades. So I'm going to win five and lose five. Now, the best way for me to actually have these results, which you're seeing here like this, because when it comes to forex trading, we're not trying to beat the market. We're not trying to outsmart ourselves. We are trying to follow a system and a plan that is most likely going to favor us. So the best way to actually have the best result in forex, if I know that okay, when I take 10 trades, I'm most likely to win five or lose five. I don't know the order to I'm going to win or lose them. I cannot go and use 100% of my capital to take the first trade. So for example, now if I have $1,000 in my account, I won't go and risk $1,000 on the first trade. Yes, if I risk $1,000 on the first trade and I win the first trade, I'll make up to like $4,000 profit. One is to forex to what we should bam, a lot of money. But what are the probabilities that I'm going to win the first one? So me putting all my capital, over 50% of my capital, is me taking unnecessary risk that can actually backfire very well. So the best way to win in forex is by having a uniform risk, which is within 1 to 5% of your capital. So if I'm having $1,000 account and I decide to be risking, let's say $30, which is 3% of my account. Okay. On the first loss, I'll use $30. On the second loss, I'll use $30. On the third loss, I'll use $30. The fourth, which is the win, I'll use $30. The fifth win, $30. Sixth loss, $30. Next win, $30. Next win, $30. So at the end of the day, because I have a uniform risk, I am going to have five wins and five losses. Okay. So just take note of these five wins and five losses, okay? Because the class I'm going to teach after we are done with our live analysis tomorrow, I'm going to teach a very beautiful topic. And I'm going to talk more about these five wins, five losses. All right. Today I'm going to talk about risks to reward ratio and correlation rate. Okay. So I'm going to use this to actually explain how five wins and five losses is enough to give traders, all right, huge amount of profit. You can be having five wins and five losses and be making up to 40% profit on your account every month. So just take note of this one, okay? I don't want to delve into that, so I'm not going to like confuse anybody. So when it comes to trading forex, the first rule of protecting your capital is having a uniform risk. How many percent of my account do I want to risk? It shouldn't be more than 1 to 5% of your capital. So once you have that fixed risk, okay, whatever it is, you're going to use that particular risk throughout because you don't know when you're going to have the wins, You don't know you're going to have the losses. You can't be trading and trading based on your, yeah, this one look like say it will be lost. So what if the one that looks like say it will be lost now ends up being the win? And then you stop because you are scared that it's going to be the loss. And because of that, you've missed out on this win. The next one that looked like it's going to be a loss also ended up becoming a win. So you've missed out on this win. So now you have lost, 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 missed out on win, missed out on win, and now lost. You understand? So if you know that $30 is too much for you to risk on a trade, don't use $30. Instead, use $10. You can use the $10 till you're comfortable. When you're comfortable, you trust the strategy enough, then you can increase your risk and stick to that uniform risk throughout that particular trading period. All right. Because you don't know this, and the only way to trade with Forex is to treat it like it is of probabilities. Okay. Having a uniform risk is a way to win. Because now, let's say, for example, now, all right, let me go with these things I drew earlier. Let's say you're not using uniform risk. Let's say you're risking based on what your mind is telling you, because a lot of traders risk based on what their mind is telling you. Say, this one look like say it will be good trade. Might put 10%. Don't look like say it will be lost. So might put 2%. So let's say you're risking based on what what they call your mind is telling you. Okay. So now on this loss, let's assume is your first trade now, so you're hyped up. So you're able to risk $10, 10% of your account, which is $100. So you risk $100 on this, and then you lose the trade. The first one is a loss, loss. You have lost $100. The second one now is a loss, $100 again. At this point in time, when your account has grown from 1,000 to 800, you're like, I still believe, I still believe. So that trade now you use $100. You now had three losses in a row. You've calculated it to Naira, it's showing about $300, which is about 450,000 Naira. Ha. You're like, so I don't lose 450,000 like this. You're not gonna reduce your risk from $100 now to $5 because you're scared. This is now $5. So this one now you won it. So you won. If you risk $5 and you win the trade, you make times four of what you risk. That's the rule. I'll explain it tomorrow. Whatever you risk when trading with us, we use 1:4 RR. Whatever you risk, if you win the trade, if you win the trade, you win times four of it. This $5 now trade, I'm going to explain tomorrow with this part on this particular topic. So this $5 trade now will be plus $20. Okay. So you've lost 100, you've lost 100, you've lost 100, and you won $20. Then the next one, you still use that $5, you still win $20. Then after having two wins in a row, now you're not very confident. You now say, let's say I don't master this forex stuff. You've mastered it, right? You're not gonna risk $300. You're not gonna lose it. So you see it now. It's not like your system is not working, but your risk is that of a gambler. Your risk is that of a gambler. And if you have that gambler mentality on uniform risk, you're not going to win in Forex. The only way to win in Forex is having fixed risk, no matter what it is. Even if it's fundamental news we are trading, even if it's fundamental news we are trading, always make sure you have a uniform risk. For example, if I want to use $1,000 to trade fundamental news, but I want to use $800, we have eight fundamental news for this particular month. I want to use $800. I'll divide the $800 into eight. That will be $100 per news. So for every news that is coming out, I'm going to risk $100. Every new news, 100, 100, 100, 100. Because I have to use a uniform risk. Even if I have $100, let's assume I have $100 now. Okay, I don't have much money, but I need capital so I can trade news. I need to understand that if I go and divide that money, because some persons make this mistake, they will divide the money into two. They will say, okay, if I win the first one, I have more money. I can now. What if you lose the first two? 50-50, you've lost the $100. So now the third trade, now you don't have money into fund. You now put $10. You now lose down, you now quit. Why? Because of three losses. Now, this is how it's meant to be. On the other hand, you lose the first trade. Let's assume you're risking um $30 per trade. But let's say $50. You have 1,000, you're risking $50. So you lose the first, or let's say 30. Let's say 15. You lose the first trade, $50. Second trade, you lose it $50. Remember, I said our wins are four times our losses. So if you're risking $10 per trade and win a trade, you're going to win $40 on that trade. So this win here, you see with $50 again, but because you won it, it give you $200. And this other win again, you risk same $50 on this one, and because you won it, you made another $200. And after these $200, you now lost this one, which is minus $50. So 50, 50, 50, 50, 200 minus 200 plus 400, you're left with a positive of plus $200. So following a uniform risk, you're having a profit of $200. And the accuracy of you with this particular model, two wins divided by six trades, two divided by six is just at 3%. So this is just the 3% accuracy. I'm going to explain more of this particular risk reward ratio stuff, but just know that if our wins are usually four times our losses. If you risk $10 in the trade and win the trade, you're going to win $40 as your profit. If you risk $10 in the trade and you lose the trade, you're going to lose that $10. But if you win, the profit will be four times that. I'll explain tomorrow with this topic. And that's what I did here. We risked $50, $50. So loss, 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 still same $50. But because our profit is four times, and this was a win, that gives $200. Same thing here, $200. This one, $50. So now for this one that you are risking on uniform risk, 100, 100, 100, this minus 300, minus 300 minus 600, minus 600 plus 40 will give you minus 560. So the same trades, the same accuracy, but one of them is giving you minus 560 and the other, and still the same 33%. Let me remove this transition from demo to account. So you see it. So number one rule of protecting your capital is having uniform risk. The same trade, so the same signals in the academy. Or person A made $200 profit, person B made lost. Why? Because of hey, this one look like a good trade. Hey, this one look like a good trade. Hey, this one look like a bad trade. This one look like a bad trade. Hey, I have won two trades in a row. The third one should be a win. You cannot beat the market like that. The only way you can beat the market and make profit if you treat it like a game of probability. Whatever you're doing, even if you want to scalp, for example, if you want to scalp, it's a very, very nice thing. Scalping is a very, very good thing if you know what you're doing. But then even at that, you have to treat it as a game of probability. How many percent do you want to place on all your trades in scalping? One, Uniform, uniform risk. Simple. That's the only way to win with your trading. To win with your trading. That's the only way. So how do you estimate your risk? To estimate risk with lot size. How to know the lot? How do you know the lot size you're going to use to trade? Is there anybody here that doesn't know what pips are? If you don't know what pips are, just notify in the chat box. Do you know what pips are? Mr. Sunday, what pips are? You know what pips and lot sizes are? You can type in the comment section. We have a chat box there, or you can unmute yourself to talk.
No, can you hear me?
Sorry, what did you say?
Can you hear me, sir? No, I don't know what it is.
Okay, you don't know all of those. Okay, no problem.
No.
No problem. No problem. Okay. All right. So I'll send you courses on them. I'll send you courses on them so you can know what they actually are. So you can know what they actually are. So
All right.
yeah. So how to know the uniform risk to use is simple. First of all, you need to know the amount you want to use to trade. Is it 30? Is it 20? Once you know that particular figure, let's say $20, and you need to know the lot size in your stop loss. Sorry, the amount of pips in your stop loss rather. Once you know that, once you have this and this information, you can input them into a lot size calculator and get the lot size to use. Simple. And with that particular information, anytime you want to enter a trade, you can just keep sticking to the lot size that will give you this $20 loss. And that way now you have a uniform risk when it comes to trading. So let me go to the last part of this particular training, which is when to transition from live to demo. Now, when everybody sees Forex trading online on the internet, it looks very, very sweet and very glamorous. Oh, this guy is making this money. Oh, that guy is making this money. Oh, this guy bought Lambo. This guy bought Lambo, 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 all those things. That's a very good thing. Okay. Forex is a very, very sweet thing. Very, very, very sweet thing to learn. But then Forex has its ups and downs. See, let me tell you something about the financial market. There's nothing like easy money for life, except if you've maybe created the system. But even before you even create the system itself, with investment and build, even when you even build the company, so your companies will still face ups and downs. For example, Indomie company, there's time flour was very expensive. And when flour was very expensive, they had a choice between increasing their prices or keeping the price normal, and they increased their price. When they increased their price, people stopped buying Indomie. There's another time again, it came out that, oh, Indomie was poisoning people, causes cancer, causes this, that hurts their sales, lots of things. That's just how it is in business. All right. So that is how it actually is. So in Forex, you would have good times. Good times are those times when you'll be winning trades back to back to back to back. Can last like 6 months or 7 months or 8 months, or even 2 years. Self. And you also have challenging times. I'm not going to put bad times. I'm not going to put bad times. There's nothing like bad in this thing. Challenging times. So when you have good times, this is the time where you make lots of profits. Probably like 6 months, your profit, all your trades are winning back to back to back to back. You're on top of the world. You're making millions, thousands weekly, you know. Then after having your good times, all right, you have challenging times. So when do you transition from live from demo to live to demo? So first of all, before you know a strategy is working, you must have done a lot of backtesting stuffs and all. You'd have tried new things out and every single thing. Okay. Once you try, and you catch something, you trade that thing on demo for a while. When you trade for a while, when you're trading, you are documenting on your account, on your journal. You're observing, seeing how accurate it is and everything. The moment you discover that it's as accurate as it was when you're backtesting, all right, you move from demo to live. So I backtested on the X strategy. It was working. I did it on demo for 1 week. It worked very well. I had an accuracy similar to what I got when I backtested. Immediately, what am I waiting for? I'll just move from demo to live and start trading live and start replicating what I did. So when do you move from live back to demo? This is where you have your maximum drawdown. Maximum drawdown is the maximum your account can get to before you stop trading. Funded challenges are designed based on the model all these hedge funds and professional what they call it traders use. Hedge funds have people trading millions of dollars, hundreds of millions. They cannot allow you to be trading till you can lose all the capital. You have a maximum drawdown, maximum loss threshold. Once you hit it, you can't trade again. So you also have to implement it. If you're risking 1% of your account per trade, your maximum drawdown can be maybe 15 or 20%. So during your good time, if it lasts 7 months, within that 7 months, you can be making like 30% per month, 15% per month, 18%, 20% per month based on your 1% risk. But then you have your maximum drawdown, let's say 25%. If after that 7 months, 8 months, you start having some losses in a row and the market's not looking good, and then you're trying your best following the plan and everything, and then you now hit maximum drawdown of 25%, you stop. So the maximum drawdown is a period when it shows that, okay, this is not a work again. You understand? Your maximum drawdown does not have to, it can be just 15% based on your risk. You understand? So the good times, you can probably make up to like 500% in withdrawals. But once the bad time comes, the maximum drawdown is going to prevent you from carrying your account to zero by making you stop trading after just a certain percentage of your account has been lost. So that's when you transition. Then at that point, you now transition from live back to demo and start looking for a new edge. That is basically it for this session. The session is recorded and we'll drop the recording before 12 p.m. If you enjoyed this session, drop some values on the group chat. I'll see you guys in the next advanced live session.